August 20th, 1999. Aurora tiger nearly drowns us both. I'd taken Aurora out into the lake for a photographer named Stone, I think, to get shots of her swimming and splashing around. Aurora loved to swim and splash around in her cage, and I'd frequently take her out on a leash so that she could bound around the lake bank. I remember taking her to a donor's party one time, and when she saw the pool, she darn near dragged us both in as she bolted across the manicured lawn. I had to dig my heels in like I was skiing to pull her to a halt. From the lake surface, it's hard to tell sometimes if a tiger is really swimming or if they're walking on their back legs and just going through the motions with their front paws. On this day with the photographer, Aurora was having a blast, and the photographer was getting those once-in-a-lifetime shots. We were doing photo tours to compete with the horrible things done at game farms. If we could give photographers what they wanted without abusing exotic cats, it was a win-win that I hoped would put the game farms out of business. Aurora stepped backwards and fell into a hole we didn't know was there and went under. Panic ensued, and I could see she was going to drown. So I dove in, but she wrapped her paws around my arms so tight I couldn't swim, so we sunk to the bottom. I kicked hard against the bottom of the lake to push our heads above the surface, where we both gasped for air, and then we'd sink again. I couldn't break free of her panic-stricken grip, so we had to just try to bounce a little closer back to the shore each time, until we were in shallow enough water that I could stand up and Aurora could feel the ground under her feet again. I don't know how many times we went under, because I couldn't get a good enough kick on the steep side slope of the underwater hole with Aurora thrashing about. Later, I noted, it was the last time I took her out in the lake. She had access to the lake in her cage, but the water wasn't as deep back then.